Hey guys, John Stevens here again at Working Man Success. If you're a working man, if you work for a living and you have aspirations to work your way up the ladder of success and create the best life you can for you and your family, this is the channel where I come on here every day and we talk about the ideals, concepts, practical plans, and attitudes that will give you a leg up in your day-to-day operations. And today, guys, if y'all have watched any of my previous videos, I talk a lot about, showing up for work more than anybody else. Like becoming more valuable than anybody else. Staying out of drama, and never leave a mess behind, and doing the right thing constantly, just outlasting everybody and continuing on and on and on and on. And it doesn't really matter if you're trying to get ahead in work, or you're trying to get ahead in your fitness, you're trying to lose some weight, you're trying to rebuild a relationship, or whatever the situation may be. Like people get on these plans and they get moving, right? And it's kind of like, for the first little while, it's motivational, but then it turns into a grind. It's just a grind, and it doesn't seem like you're getting anywhere. And if you really sit down and think about it, if you got a practical plan to move you in a certain direction, even though that may be in the future, but that you're getting closer every day, but it just seems like it's a grind, and is it really worth it? Well, I'm going to tell you today how to form a thought in your mind that will help you get through the grind on them days where you just want to give up, or you don't feel like you're making progress. And basically what it is developing a very compelling vision for the future. Just say a year out, if you can sit down and write out a compelling vision that you want to work toward, and then when you get on a plan to work toward that vision, and that vision is like, that's what you wish your life was right now. Now, a year from now, it can be what you put it on. It's got to be practical. It's got to be doable, but you can sit down and turn your life into that in a year. But you got to, what do you want to weigh? What kind of fitness level do you want to be at? How much money do you want to have in the bank? Where do you want your career to be in a year? What do you want your relationship with your wife, your kids, your family to look like? You can write that down. And then each one of them has a practical action plan that, if you do it on a consistent basis, will move you toward that vision. So that's why most people quit. They get started in getting better. They don't define their vision. All they have in their mind is to get better than where I'm at, have more money than where I'm at, make more money than where I'm at, have a better relationship than where I'm at. You have to define that, because when the grind takes over, and like you're trying to struggle through certain days, and you're trying to, it's just hard to stay on the path, you go back to your vision. Actually, you should look at your vision every day. But the reason most people fail at staying on the path is they haven't sat down and wrote the vision out. They haven't sat down and thought about the compelling vision that they need to hold in their mind. They always have a path, because they always say they want more. They want more money. Well, who the hell knows what more money is? Nobody knows. You have to define that. How much money do you want to be making in a year? And make that practical, because if it's not believable in your mind, well, you're still not going to move toward it. But define it the best you possibly can. How much money can I have in the bank in a year? What can my relationship with my wife look like in a year? What does my fitness level, what can it look like in a year if I put together a practical plan and stay on it and move forward every day? And I can't tell you how important this is. This may be the most important thing that I'm going to say. It's like, if you cannot define where you're going, how the hell are you ever going to get there? You're not going to get there. And people just don't they don't do it. They live their whole life without a destination. They think that, well, if I just, like I'm doing the right thing, I'm eating right, I'm saving some money or whatever. The first little thing that comes up, they're off, they're done. But it's because they don't have a vision of what their life could look like if they stayed on the path. So guys, I really, really encourage y'all to sit down and write what your vision looks like a year from now. And then break it down to 6 months and then 3 months. Like I've got a vision for 5 years from now. I go 5 years out. It took me a long time to get where I could do that, but I started at 3 months and then I finally got to a year. And then every year that I rewrite that, because depending on where I'm at, depending on if I've made more progress than I thought I would or less progress, I rewrite that and I keep it constantly in my head. And I can't tell you how powerful this is. Now, there have been a lot of times in life that I have failed to do this. Like it took me a long time to learn this, but after I started it, like once you develop the vision and you start reading it and you keep it in your mind, as time goes on, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, it's not going to feel like it's working. But you haven't trained your mind to really believe it. You have spent 20, 30 years or whatever it is living without a destination. It's hard to get your mind to realize that you have a destination now. So you'll fall off that too. You'll fall off the exercise of having a compelling vision. But if you can get over that hump, it will slingshot you toward the life you want to have. And it's just a grind. It's a consistent grind. And to get through the grind, y'all, you got to have the vision. And if you've got the vision and you see that you're closing the gap from where you are to what your vision is, if you see that closing, you're reading your vision every day, right? You're reading your vision and you're doing the actions. You're reading your vision and you're doing the actions. You're reading your vision, you're doing the actions. Before long, you'll start seeing that gap close. And when you see that gap close, it's not a grind anymore. It's a motivation. It's like you can't stop at that point because you realize you're making that happen. You're doing it. It doesn't matter anything else what's going on in the world. It's in your control. So that's one of my main things that I want to get across. Your life is in your control. And you can form a vision and you can form a practical plan of actions that only depend on you. And you can work them actions and move toward your vision. Now there's some humps. Like I said, you're going to have to retrain your mind to take in the vision and hold it in your head. And you're going to have to work through the grind of doing the action every day. But you can get over that hump. I'm telling you. And when you do, it's hard to stop. It's about momentum then. You've got momentum. Momentum is hard to stop. Sometimes, like a big rock or something, it's hard to get moving. But once you get it moving, it's hard to stop it. So y'all think about that, guys. That's the one I got today. If y'all thought it was valuable, hit subscribe, give me a like, get in the comments and tell me what you think about this. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Thanks for listening.